What is up, guys? It is Jake from Team Insanity bringing you another fiery hot review. I don't know why I say that. That's just sort of a Jacob thing, but we're going to get down into it to the Dye i5. First, I want to talk a little bit about the Dye i4 before we get into it. So, the i4 was introduced in I think 2009, something like that. I don't know. It's been a long-ass time. Or it was the i3 and then the i4 and now the i5. And I have to say, now, i4s are by far just like my favorite mask. My most used mask. I use the grills as well a lot. I've used the E-flexes a lot. I've used the EVSs a wee bit. I've used the Vios. I've used the Vio Ascends. I've used all kinds of masks. Nothing can beat this. There's just so many reasons why I love this mask. Now, there's a lot of reasons why some people don't like the mask. Sorry if I sniffle and do weird stuff just because I'm getting a little sick here. And I don't know why I always make reviews when I'm getting sick. But with that being said, let's first get into the lens. Now, at first, when I first got the i4s, there was no such thing as a blue mirrored, the red mirror. There was no mirrored lenses. That's when I first got you only had 3 different lens options. You had the clear, the yellow tinted, and then you had what was it? Then you had the smoke, and then the silver mirror, the black mirror, whatever. So there wasn't really that many, which I was bummed out about. And then they came out with all these nice blue lenses. But still, nothing has ever changed with these lenses. I played year-round, 4 seasons a year. Now, we play in springtime, which is a combination of winter and springtime for us in Michigan, because when you go out to the field in the morning, it's snowing. Midday, it's 70 degrees. Cool. It's kind of cool. And then at night, later on in the day, 5, 6 o'clock, it turns to fall because now you're in 40s and 50s. Kind of cool. This lens is never fogged in that. We've played in humidity. We've played in the summertime where literally it's, 100, it's, not 100 degrees, but I'd say it's 90 degrees. Real feels like 110 with the humidity, and it feels like you're breathing through a straw. Not Florida humidity. I've played in Florida humidity with these. Never fogged. Played in fall. Fall kind of gets a little sketchy. Michigan falls are actually really nice because they're normally pretty consistent. They're pretty much 50, 60 degrees. Still never fogged. Winter time, that's when we drop down to negative 25, and it still wouldn't fog. So, and there's another couple other reasons why I really like this mask. And one reason for me was because of how small it was. I'm a small dude. It's still small on me. If you guys, there's a lot of people out there that say, oh, the i4s are too small for me, blah, blah. Well, we said that you guys would have bitch face, you get shot in the face, it happens. DJ, when he would go out there, you could literally see his bottom lip, and he would still go out there and play. When he would yell, his whole mouth would be exposed, okay? So, for me, the smallness wasn't an issue. I've been shot on my jawline. I've been shot behind the ear. I've been shot all over the place. To me, it hurts for 30 seconds. I'm like, whatever. But they had to make the i5s bigger just because of the sheer fact that a lot of people complained about that with the i4s. Now, the soft ears and the strap, again, awesome. But one of the things that I really, really loved about the i4s is, one, how breathable they were. Most breathable mask out there, unless if you were to take the JT Pro Flexes and roll them up. There's no argument about it. Most breathable mask out there. You can't even, other than maybe E-flexes and JT Pro Flexes rolled up, grills don't breathe nearly as good as that. Like I said, I've played indoor, and when I go to indoor and I put the mask on when it's a little bit colder and I take the mask off, I can feel the cold air on my face. I can see the condensation on the inside of my mask from my hot air staying right there, and I could feel it staying right up in there. Virtue Vios, you have to have a perfect face for it to fit, or else the hot air actually will rise up to your eyes and it makes you squint. So again, not really as breathable. EVS is fucking terrible. Like I said, so out of all the other masks that I've really played with, the i4s have been the most breathable mask. And one of the reasons why is that it's so small. When you're yelling, your breath is normally not even coming out of here. It's coming right out the bottom of the mask. Because when you're sitting here yelling, your mouth is right here. You're basically breathing outside of this mask. Okay? So, and that was one thing, is that it was just so damn breathable. It was freaking awesome. Obviously I'd sweat in it, but still, I would sweat a lot less in this mask compared to a lot of the other masks out there. The other thing is, the echo. there's basically no echo in this thing. And one of the reasons why is, again, because it's so damn small, and because your ears are hanging out of the soft ear almost. But the soft ears are designed very, very well, and your voice traveled so well because of how small it was. So you never really echoed, okay? One of the biggest reasons, those were some of the big reasons why I love the i4s. Now, obviously, how you change the foam and that kind of stuff was a little bit of an issue compared to now, how it's easy to just rip it out. i5s have that. And if you guys, I'm going to be taking apart the lens and everything at the end of the video, not right now. So if you guys want to if you're here to see me take it apart, skip to the end of the video. The only problem that I really had with the i4s with a mirrored lens, like this blue lens, is how the lens sat in there with these little grates on the top of the i4s, is that midday when the sun is right above you, or if you're playing in indoor with artificial lights and the light is right above you, the light, if the light shined down perfect, like I said, 12 noon when the sun is right above you, it would mirror on the inside of you, and it was practically impossible to see in a lot of situations. That was the only time that I had that issue. But other masks also have that problem, but that was the only thing that I really disliked about that. When I heard Dye was coming out with a bigger mask, I was like, ugh. The reason why I felt about that is because I loved all of this stuff about the i4s, and I think I sat here and I thought, I'm like, man, the grills are bigger, the Vios are bigger, the EVSs are bigger. Every other mask out there that's bigger just doesn't do it right. And I kept on thinking the reason why they don't do it right is because it's not as small as this. It's not going to breathe as good because it's not as small. It's not going to echo because your voice is basically outside the mask. And that was when Dye was coming out with the new i5s where they're bigger and significantly bigger. I got kind of worried. I mean, you can see I'm lining up the Dye logos. The top half is pretty much the same. The view on this, the vision on this is absolutely freaking insane. The lens, like I said, the lens and the view, I mean, you can see everything. You can see as far as your eye can basically see. So when I heard Dye was coming out with another mask, I was excited. Don't get me wrong, because I love the i4s. I was very excited. But I was also worried. I was also scared that it was going to become like the EVSs to me. I thought, you know what, it's going to echo like, it's going to echo like a long tunnel, okay? It's going to echo like a train tunnel. It's not going to breathe that well. I'm going to feel that hot air right up there. Or like the Vios where it's going to rise up to my head. I'm going to be sweating my eyeballs off kind of thing. But that didn't really happen with the i5s, and that is what I'm most surprised about. And the thing about it is that they're still super, super breathable. Are they as breathable as the i4s? I don't know. I'd have to put them on and compare them in a hot day. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say no. But like I said, there's nothing really that is as breathable as the i4s just because of how damn small that stupid mask is. I mean, it's just, you're wearing half the mask. If you're wearing half the mask, I mean, no matter what you do, I mean, you can basically make this see-through. And you're still, I mean, whatever you do, it's probably still not going to be as breathable until you start, getting into the structural integrity of the plastic that it's made out of. So that kind of worried me. And the other thing is that they improved the soft ears. They improved the ears and everything in the back too, 15-20% at least by looking at it. So when I first saw that, I was like, uh-oh, I don't want echo because I don't like hearing myself. I hate hearing myself. Actually, I love hearing myself talk. But anyways, I'm like a woman. That was a bad joke. And so, but with that being said, is when I first got this on, I was impressed with how little echo there was. I mean, yes, there is a little bit. You do hear yourself a little bit, but literally there's a video, I don't mean to keep on bashing on the EVSs. I don't know why I hate that mask so much. And I think it's just because I use this and I've used the grills and E-flexes, so I kind of have high standards for masks where they just sort of drop the ball. I was screaming at indoor once, and I literally, I was kind of like, ow, I need to, not scream that loud because it actually kind of hurt my ears at one point. I'm not even joking. I have it on video. So with that being said, I was just kind of like, oh, that's weird. I don't get that in the i5s. I don't get that in a lot of my masks, but still, this has so much minimal echo, and I was really, really impressed with that. I was really happy. But it still breathes really, really well. There's a ton of breathing space up here, so you're still going to be able to breathe really, really well. There's nice breathing on the side, And they really go above and beyond with how they, with this foam. I mean, I'm super, super, super impressed with this foam. Again, I'm not going to talk about the lens that much just because the sheer fact that it's the same as the i4 lens. It's not going to fog. It's just not. It's never going to fog. You're paying $180 for a mask. It's not going to fog. Okay, I'm just letting you know right now. And if it does, never fucking buy it. Or any mask. Any mask that comes out that expensive, never fucking buy it if it fogs. But, KLR. But anyway, so with that being said, I mean, this foam, it's a combination of the foam with the ratchet strap. I'm going to get down into the ratchet strap in a second, but this foam is super, super, super comfortable. It's the most comfortable foam I've ever had. I have to say, the E-Flexes, that foam is like putting a memory foam fucking pillow on your face. It's almost like too much. It almost like drowns you. And at first it was like overwhelming. I'm like, oh my God, my whole face is like encased in foam. It's not too much foam. It's just enough, and it's so soft and it's so comfy. I mean, it's tri-layer, or you know, whatever. It's perfect. I mean, I gotta say, it fits everywhere super, super evenly and super perfect. Where I had that problem with the Bios, where it was almost like a triangle face kind of thing, where it sat weird on my nose or it didn't sit on my nose. It's just kind of weird. Same thing with the EVSs. EVSs that, oh, you're the best foam in the world. No, you fucking don't. And I was putting this on, and all my buddies on an Empire team that I was playing with in a tournament, they were just kind of like, yeah, I love my EVSs, blah, blah, blah. The foam is so perfect. And I was like, really? You should try this. And they were just like, yeah, this is some real foam. So it's not just me that agrees that this foam is really, really nice. It's freaking awesome, I have to say. The foam is just fantastic. Now, the ratcheting strap. I know everyone wants to talk about this. And at first, when it came out, when I first saw it, and when I first saw like the videos and the concept ideas of it, I was just kind of like, that's like, I was like, that's kind of like, at first, when I first saw it, I'm like, that's kind of like, that's like a gimmick. Like, that's just like a feature that they're gonna throw in. So it kind of was just like, yeah, we have a ratcheting strap. No one else has that. I was kind of like, you know, it's just a selling point. That's kind of what I first thought about it. And I have to say I was wrong. I was really wrong. At first, I was just kind of like, I first saw it, and I saw it on the internet and stuff, and I was kind of like, you know, that's not really going to add much value, I guess. I was kind of like, you know, that's just sort of like a selling feature. Oh, look at we have, and what no other company has, and a boo-boo. We have a strap that all you have to do is turn it, and you don't have to put your fingers in there and pull your hair and all that stuff. And I was just kind of like, you know, that's kind of cool. And I was like, you know, that's interesting, whatever. You know, it's just another selling point. My views on that totally changed the second that I put this mask on out of the box. I have to say, this ratcheting strap serves a lot bigger of a purpose than I actually thought it would. And that's sort of why I'm sort of leaving this for like sort of last, is just because of the sheer fact that it does a lot more than I actually really thought it would. And like I said, I just thought that they were just throwing it in as a selling feature. Like, oh yeah, look, we have a strap that can ratchet itself and yada, 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 whatever. And it's totally not like that at all. It actually, and like I said, it pulls everything. It pulls the mask and it pulls the foam and everything to your face in such a perfect position. That's basically the only way I can describe it. It pulls everything together perfectly, and everything fits together on your face perfectly. And I'm actually really impressed by it. It actually does serve a purpose more than just slapping a logo on the box and saying that we have a ratchet strap. It actually is designed very, very well, and I'm actually kind of impressed by that. And I didn't really say that, and that's why I don't talk about things before I buy them. Because if I were going to talk about this before I buy it, like when they first were sending out teaser videos, everyone was messaging like, oh my God, what do you guys think about the i5s? Blah, blah, blah. But before I ever tried them on, that was my first thought about it. I'm like, you know, that's kind of stupid. You know, it's just kind of like something that they can slap on a box as an extra selling point. That's why I don't talk about things before I actually buy them, because I was actually proven pretty wrong about that. And how it actually fits, like I said, it just pulls everything together so evenly and so nice, and yet it's such a simple design, and it just makes everything fit just so super. It just fits so well, and wherever I move, like, it's just not going. This mask is just not going anywhere. And as a lot of you guys know, like I said, I wasn't a fan of the EVSs because like I said, I felt that I didn't feel safe in them. And I said, go watch the video of Infamous of Trevor Reserve, his mask flying off. It took off like a rocket ship. I've never seen a mask take off the way that his did. And I've seen a lot of masks come off. I mean, all you have to do is stand at the top of the hill at the Living Legends final battle. I mean, that thing just shot, it came off in such a weird way. To me, it was just kind of like eye-opening. It was kind of weird to me because at the end of the day, that's really what matters with paintball is our safety, and that's really why we buy these masks, is to be safe. It's not to, I mean, obviously, you know, there's that looking cool aspect, it's being the comfortable aspect, but that's one of the reasons why, that's the main goal of buying a mask. It's just is safety, and just, I mean, the amount of surface area that this piece of strap actually covers on the back of your head. I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, it's absolutely awesome. Just like you know, I hated the Sly Profits. Like I said, the Sly Profits were, to me, a terrible mask, but having that double strap on the back of my head just felt so super safe, and ever since then, I haven't felt so safe in a mask until I really had this on my head. I kind of got this on my head, and I kind of noticed that it served almost more than a purpose than a selling feature slapped onto the side of the box. You know, that's sort of what I thought when I first started using, and you know, after I got on the field and I started whipping my head around. I mean, the mask just stays put. So to me, that's sort of where I'm sold on this mask, is that and I hope a lot of companies, you know, don't steal the ratchet strap idea, but I hope that they make their lenses this much of surface area to cover the back of your head, even though, yeah, you sweat, blah, 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 but it really opened up my eyes to, you know, when I almost had the EVSs fly off my face in the middle of a battle. I've had the I5s pop off my face. I mean, I don't feel like that's going to happen with this mask, even without a chin strap. I don't feel like that's going to happen. So to me, it sort of almost gives me that peace of mind, and like I said, I haven't felt this safe in a mask in a while. And a lot of us forget about the safety and feeling safe in masks. To me, that's sort of what this was for me. And at first I was really like, you know, like I said, I put it on, I was like, wow. When I first went up there and played with it for a day or two, I was like, wow, this is really, really cool. That's sort of what I got into. So overall, I think it's a fantastic mask. I really do. The lens is just fantastic. The vision is awesome. The minimal echo is awesome. It breathes super, super well, and the strap is fantastic. And the foam, I mean, it's such a comfortable mask all around. I'm very, very happy. I'm very happy with this. I really, really am. So, and I'm glad what they did with this mask, and I'm glad that it took them a couple years. And I love it. I'm very happy with it. If you guys are on the fence, I'd have to say buy it. Now, the only downside to it is the number one biggest thing that I have, not even with just the Dye i5s, but every company in general, I think you should be able to buy a rain visor for every mask out there. Just because of the sheer fact, especially if you're running around with a mask like this, you know, you can't get the lens soaked in water. You can get the outside soaked in water, but you don't want to get that inside because it's dual layer. You don't take this lens and you don't dunk it in water, okay? You wipe it off, you spray it off with a microfiber on the outside. You can do it a little bit on the inside, but there's that black seal around it. When I take out the lens, I'll show you guys, there's that black seal around. Don't want to submerge that. So if you're playing outside in the rain and you have rain coming down and sitting on top of that, I've ruined lenses like that at big games, where I've only brought my i4s and I've ruined lenses like that. To me, I wish, like, the grills, they're like under $100, and you get one complimentary with this. This is like, the grills are like 90 bucks. This is about $100 more than the price, and you don't get a rain visor with it. You can't even buy one. To me, that's kind of a downside to me, just because of the sheer fact that I don't want to ruin lenses, and even I like to have that rain out of my eyes if I'm playing in the rain. We're paintball players, we play in hard weather, especially here in Michigan. I don't live out in the middle of the desert. Shout out to my boys in Phoenix. We play in rain, we play in snow, we play in sleet, hail, all that fun stuff. I want a rain visor. Not even that. Some of the Empire masks, there's no rain visors for. And especially if you're paying $180 for a mask, I believe it should come with one, because you're paying a premium price. You need to get everything with it. That's my biggest only complaint, and that's across the board with every mask that doesn't come with the rain visor. I say fuck you. They should come with the rain visor. Now the lens. I don't know what it is. Like I said, I own a lot of lenses. I own a lot of masks. I have about 9 downstairs in my basement, and I used probably about 4 of them. I've used them all for about a year on end, and I have to say, I don't know what it is with the dye mirroring system. Mirrored lenses, if you guys have ever owned mirrored lenses, they scratch super easy. I mean, that's just how it is. They scratch super easy. But dye especially seem to scratch super duper easy, like way easier than I thought. I was shot in the face once, and I can sort of see the outline of the paintball. Now, obviously, I have to look for it, but that was just being shot by a paintball. I can sort of see it. So I don't know what it is with the lens coating system, but even on this lens, there's things that are on there that shouldn't be on there. There's little scratches. Like when I go running through the woods, I put my hand in front of my face to grab the sticks and sort of dodge around, because just the little sticks that sort of brush up against it just put scratches in it. To me, that's super fucking annoying, and I don't like that about it. I have the Grills lenses. They don't scratch that easy, but again, they do scratch easy. I have all the Empire. I basically have used all the Empire mirrored lenses except for the red ones, because fuck red. And I haven't had that issue with any of the Empire lenses where like just a little stick brushed up against it where it'll scratch. Now obviously there are scratches on it because I play hard. You do run through the woods and you are going to get scratches on it, but I feel like this lens scratches just a little bit easier than the other stuff. So I wish Dye would sort of go back and look at what they're doing, just because I don't feel like the lens should scratch if it gets hit by a paintball. That's it. So now let's take it apart. So overall, buy it. That's all I have to say. It's an awesome mask. I'm super pumped. Sorry that the review took so long. I had so much to say. It's a fantastic mask. I do have the Evoke system. I'm not getting into that. That's going to be a second video. So I do have the Evoke system. I'm going to be going all over that with the Moss Air M2 and the Evoke. So let's get into the taking apart of this mask. Alright, so how you're going to take the lens out of the Dye i5. So you can see this little piece right in here. This is actually going to swing out. So that little button doohickey on the top of it, I'm going to try to get it where you guys can actually see it. It's a lot harder to do than you guys actually think, like camera work and all that. So you're gonna press it and slide it forward as so. So you saw how easy that was, but you're not done yet. A lot of people just press this one forward and try to swing this. You're gonna rip your soft ears. Underneath of it, this is gonna be the hard shot to get. There is, let me see if I can. There is another one right there. Right there. So you're going to do the same thing. That one actually looks, it's already pushed forward. Yeah, that one was already pushed forward, so I didn't lock it down before. And so now this piece is extracted. So you're going to do it to the other side. So you can basically take this whole thing down really fast, really easy. And then you go back to it underneath. I like to move the soft ears out of the way, push it forward, bam, and now you have this. Now basically your lens is free flowing, all that fun stuff. So you can see the build of it too. You can see like this portion up here, all the breathability. You can see inside the little cheek pad thing that I was talking about, really soft. Voice travels really well. You can see the venting on the side. So now you just push the lens out as so. That's how easy it is. So it's actually, I think it's easier than the original i4, to be honest with you. I think it is, at least. And that's fairly simple. I don't think it can get more simple than that. Now, if we're talking about ripping out the foam, it's literally just ripping it out. You can see these channels. It has like these little pegs in between it. That is what you're going to push on. So if I push on these, the foam is actually going to unsnap from inside these little channels. It's easier if I start it from the side. And the reason why I say start it from the side is normally I can dig my finger under here and you can see that it just sort of snaps out, and you just go around the whole mask just pulling it from the side until you can, you know, then you go up to the top, you push it up a little bit. You can see how easy it is to take out the actual foam and how really nice this foam is. I mean, it's super, super soft. Like I said, if you guys haven't, get one of these on your face so you guys can feel it. And that is how you take out the foam on your Dye i5s. So if I wasn't recording fast speed, that would take me probably 40 seconds to get the lens out and probably another 10 to actually get the foam out. So and to place it back in, it's literally backwards. So you're just going to go and you're going to snap the foam back in exactly how sort of how you took it out. I snap it into the front first. So you snap it in on the along on the lines that you tore it out on. And you get it in here on the side. And then you just want to make sure that it goes in right on the nose, and you can see where everything lines up. So I'll try to zoom in. So you can see that little piece right there actually gets pushed into that little channel right there for the foam. So originally the original i4s, you didn't have that. The original i4s, it was just shot in the dark. You had to rip off the old foam, and you had to glue on new foam. So this is definitely a lot easier. And then to put the lens back in, you do it the complete opposite. So you're just going to slide the lens in. This is a sexy lens. If I can, it's always hard for me to get it in the channel, but I'm trying to look at the camera screen and do it. So it's like trying to do it in a mirror, like everything's sort of effed up when you do it from looking at a camera. So you just push it in. Now you want to make sure that this little blue piece right here actually clips in, and then you pull it back. Boom, you're locked in, ready to go. Alright, that's it guys. Hope you have a good one. Thanks for watching.